Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Thank you everybody who has been very patient with this, for the delay in this part. For people wondering, I thought you finished Apollo Justice. I did, but there's actually one final DLC case. And as far as I know, this is not part of the main story. This is just a, a separate DLC case. It does take place after the main story, so there's gonna be stuff that's gonna be mentioned, in the ending to the game. But I think it takes place a few weeks after the main story. I've never played this case before, so it'll be my first time playing this case. I didn't get around to playing this case earlier because we just finished the game, and Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster came out, and I just wanted to at least finish that playthrough because I just want to get that playthrough done, because I didn't want to have so many active playthroughs at the same time. But, now that Dead Rising, Deluxe Remaster is done, we can continue through this, and for people wondering, are you going to play, Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations? Yes, we will play that later this month. So anyways, let's continue. Let's do it here. Special episode, Turnabout Time Traveler, and I've been reading your comments, guys. You guys have told me that this case isn't amazing, but it's not terrible either. It's kind of okay. This case is basically a throwback to the older, Phoenix Wright games. Because I can see Phoenix on there, I can see Edgeworth, Maya, and I can see Larry, also. The other two characters I don't recognize. But, let's do it here. Turnabout Time Traveler, let's play. Wonder what this case is going to be about.
I'm not completely heartless. I'll even throw that time machine you cherish so much overboard with you.
Please take me back to that blissful moment. It's almost time for the reception, milady. It actually really worked.
Wait, what was that about? September 21, 10:13 a.m. Write Anything Agency. And, I just want to see how long this takes place after the ending. Let me just see here really quick, because I want to see what date the final case took place, where we took down the queen. Okay, so the final case in the game actually took place in May, so this is 4 months after the ending. Okay, let me make sure I've got this straight. When your magic panties appear, I do a backflip into a handstand, then blow out the candle. No, Athena, you've got it all wrong. You do a backflip through the ring of fire while holding the candle in your mouth. There's no way I'll ever be able to do that. Sure you can, I believe in you, Athena. Brucey, what are you and Athena up to? Athena's agreed to be a part-time performer on a magic show. I couldn't say no to some extra cash, but I probably should have thought it through first. Now it's human cannonball, this, guillotine that. It's not like I have 9 lives, You've made your bed, Athena. Now you've got to lie in it. No! I'm too young to be taking out a life insurance policy already. My name is Phoenix Wright. I'm the head of this law office. And since when did you become the head of this office, Daddy? I mean, who exactly does all the cleaning, accounting, and scheduling around here, huh? Haha, you've got me there, Trucy. This is Trucy Wright. She's my adopted daughter, and a magician. And I'm Athena Sykes, the Rising Star lawyer of the Write Anything Agency. Or rather, the Rising Star assistant to Trucy, you mean. If I don't get back into a courtroom soon, I'm going to forget everything I ever learned. Speaking of the courtroom, we haven't exactly had any clients lately, have we? Business is as slow as ever, huh, Nick? But you made more money back when you played the piano. Oh, it's Larry. Yo, long time no see. That's Larry Butts. So, Larry is Phoenix's, childhood friend, but he's also a bit of an idiot. Larry! I haven't seen you in years. What brings you here all of a sudden? Some big news, that's what. Okay. Who's this guy, boss? This is Larry Butts. He's, well, let's just say he's an old friend of mine. So Larry, what's so big that you had to come and tell me in person? There's somebody I want you to meet. Hey, you can come in now. Alright. Oh, it's her. How do you do? Hi. That dress, is that a wedding dress? Yes, it is. My name is Ellen Wyatt. Ellen Wyatt? Okay, so the names usually mean something. Ellen Wyatt, Ellen Wyatt. I don't think that means anything. Usually when you say the names really quickly, you realize what it means. I'm a domestic servant, a maid of the Sprocket household. Sprocket? As in Sprocket Aviation? Yes, that's the one. Wow, Mr. Wright. Sprocket Aviation is a really big airline company. You've heard of Rainbow Airlines, right? The one they call RAL for short? Yeah, that does sound familiar. Well, it's run by Sprocket Aviation. I see. But what is a Sprocket family maid doing here in a wedding dress? So actually, we decided to get married. What? You what? I'm not so young anymore, you know? I figured it's time to finally settle down. What? You're getting married? No way. I don't believe it. Besides... why would someone as well put together as her choose someone flaky as Larry? You're kidding, right? Jealous? I don't blame you, but green's really not your color, you know? Alright, Larry. Lay it on me. You're getting married? In all seriousness, Larry, are you really getting married? Not right away, but that's the plan. We're gonna elope, see? Like love on the run, I guess you could say. Isn't that right, Ellie? So for people that don't know what elope means, that's basic. Elope is basically when your family doesn't give you permission to marry somebody and you run off and you marry that person anyways. I'm pretty sure that's what elope means. Let me just see what the definition is. Run away secretly in order to get married without, especially without parental consent. Yep, I was right. She's taking a massive pause. Larry, I do believe there's been a major misunderstanding here. My heart already belongs to another. Hmm? I'm in love with Soren. Not you. Say what? That's about what I thought. But Ellie, baby, we weren't running away with me so we could get married? As I said, you misunderstand. You said you'd help me escape. That's the only reason I ran away with you. Oh, this is not happening. I even shook off the police for you, and for what? That's it. If we can't be together, my life is over. I'm gonna end it all. Wait, back up. Did you say you shook off the police? Yes, we had to, because we're lovers on the lam. Why are the police chasing you? Sorry, Miss Wyatt, but can you maybe fill me in on what's going on? Tell the truth. I'm being pursued by the police as a murder suspect. Oh, great. Murder? They think you killed somebody. I happened to find a dead body at my reception, so suspicion fell on me. They had me confined in a separate room. And that's when Larry came along and helped me escape. Oh, God. This is gonna look really bad for her. This is gonna be used against her in the trial. Because whenever somebody runs away, yes, it's gonna look really bad for them. I'm sorry, but what? Oh, Nick. Me and Ellie were going to elope. We were gonna put it all on the line for true love. But the police tried to stop us, so we had to scramble to shake them off. Where did it all go wrong? I feel a migraine coming on. Please help me. The police are sure to be intensifying their search. Look, it's even on TV. More news on the murder suspect and an unidentified man on the run from the police. A photo of the suspect, Miss Ellen Wyatt, has just been released by the police. Sources say the 21-year-old is suspected of clubbing the victim. 25-year-old Dumas Gloomsbury to death in the wedding reception hall after her banquet. That's the guy that she was being attacked by in the intro cutscene. The two fugitives are said to be highly agitated and dangerous if you see them. Yeah, dangerous. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, brother. I guess this means we're technically harboring a pair of fugitives here, huh? Oh, Nick, what's the guy gotta do? At least dump me hardcore. I'm the one who should be crying. Larry, I haven't seen you in ages. Where have you been all this time? You mean you don't know? You've really got to stop living under a rock and get out more. I'm the hippest, hottest picture book author in the business. Laurice Duxnim. What? I can't believe you didn't know that I'm taking a picture book world by storm. Picture book? Oh, but I know you. You're the one who wrote Franzie's Whippity Whip Trip, right? Now that you mention it, I think I did hear something about a one-hit wonder. Ooh, one-hit wonder? What the heck, Nick? I'll have you know I just created a brand new character to moderate acclaim. He's mildly popular with 18 to 24-year-old women everywhere. Look, you can see his cute self all over this jacket. What? That heart-shaped pork chop? He's not a pork chop. He's the main character of my latest picture book. A lovable little soul who pierces the hearts of lovers with arrows of amour. Cute piglet. And you can see this adorable fellow make his debut in Cute Piglet's Lovely Dovey Lark. In stores now. Are you sure? Because I've never seen that book in stores, now or ever. Well, if you ever do see it, do me a favor and buy a copy or 10, will ya? But I thought you were taking the picture book world by storm. Anywho, you'll defend Ellie in court, right, buddy? Please, I'm begging you. I didn't murder anyone. I swear I'm as clean and pure as this, a pure white dress. No Cyclops. I guess that means she's telling the truth. But helping a fugitive on the run, what am I getting myself into? There's actually one more thing I really need to tell you. Oh? You might find this hard to believe, but the truth is, I'm a time traveler. What? Huh? I'm not sure I follow. After the wedding reception, I was attacked. I was moments away from my death. But then, in that instant, I made a wish upon this pendant around my neck. And I went back in time to just before the reception started. Only this time around, the man who was trying to kill me was already dead. And somehow, I became the suspect for his murder. Great, we're defending an insane person. It's as if history had been rewritten. Now wait just a minute here. I don't understand. Are you saying that... Oh, great. What's going on? Mr. Wright, there's the police cars outside. And not just one or two, but a whole bunch. Daddy, a whole squad of officers has the building surrounded. What? Great, it was Larry's fault.
This is the police! There is no escape! Drop your weapons and come out with your hands up!
Nick, what do we do? Heck if I know. I see a bunch of armed officers out there. 1, 2, 3. 44, 45. Wow, talk about overkill.
Listen here, you criminals! Think about what you're putting your poor parents through. I'm sure this isn't how they raised you. Think about their smiling faces and their warm, home-cooked meals. Hack, who in the heck are you, a detective? Now hold on there. Hey, you can't go in there. It's too dangerous. Wait!
Is everyone okay in here, Mr. Wright? Oh, it's Emma. Emma! I'm sorry for all the commotion. So what in the world is going on? Well, I raced on over as soon as I heard that it was Mr. Butts who holed himself up in here. With the murder suspect after he made off with her. And the fleet of patrol cars? The police are being extra careful. Because apparently, a certain somebody yelled out, "Stay back, I have a bomb." What? I'm sure you can guess who I'm talking about. Well, the police were being so persistent, I had to do something, so I tried bluffing. Oh my god. You know, like you do in court, Nick. Please leave me out of this. Well, Mr. Wright, I'm bringing this young lady in for questioning. So if you want to talk with her, you'll have to do it down at the detention center. I suppose I should thank you for your thoughtful gift of trouble and mayhem, Larry. Come on, Nick. We gotta get down to the detention center right away. Well, yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get arrested too, making a bomb threat and also escaping with a fugitive. Listen, Larry. I haven't even decided whether I'm going to take on this case or not. But I know you will, because it's you. Guess I've got no choice but to tag along and help then. What? And skip out on me. We've only just started practicing your, repertoire, you know. Huh? You better stay and practice with Trucy, Fina. A promise is a promise, after all. That's cold, boss. You've got to get me out of this. I can't take it anymore. Let's get practicing, Athena. Next up is some training for the water tank escape trick. Stick your head in this bucket of water and hold your breath for 15 minutes. Heap, no! Stop, I'm begging you. Ah, she's getting away. You get back here, Athena. Haha. I guess the only person cut out to be Trucy's assistant is Apollo. Well, guess we better get to the detention center and ask Miss Wyatt some questions. Especially about the whole, time-traveling business she was talking about. she still has the flowers, too. September 21, detention center. Visitor's, room. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright. Miss Wyatt, would you mind if I asked you a few questions? Nick is gonna defend you, Ellie. Isn't that great? Larry, I told you I haven't decided yet. What? What? You're not going to take my case? Where did she get a frying pan from? The police will definitely find out while searching her. I'm never gonna be happy! Miss Wyatt, what the? Did I do something wrong? What? Wow! Miss Wyatt, please calm down. I'm innocent, I tell you. But the police won't believe me. And neither will anyone else. I'm gonna die all alone in a jail cell! Alright, I'll do it. I'll take your case. Just please stop crying. Really? You will? The fact that Larry was the one who brought you to me had me a little worried, but you don't seem like a killer to me. Oh, thank you! Thanks, Nick. I knew you'd come through. Did I really have a choice? I guess not, heh. In any case, it doesn't seem like Miss Wyatt killed anybody. Plus, it's not like I'm up to my ears in work at the moment. Miss Wyatt, Ellen, let's do this. Together. Wow, oh, thank you, Mr. Wright! There, it's going to be okay. Now try to pull yourself together. Oh, alright. Just give me a moment. That was really quick. I was really grateful to you for taking on my defense, Mr. Wright. Sure, no problem. Wow, she literally pulled herself together. Suspicion of murder. Ellen, please tell me everything you can about the incident. Alright. It happened after the wedding reception. I was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. Wasn't Gloomsbury the name of the victim in that news report? Maybe I should listen to what she has to say first, though, before I start asking questions. How dare that guy, lay a hand on somebody else's, blushing bride? What a creep. That's rich, coming from you. Do you have any idea why he'd attack you? No, but what? Well, to tell the truth, Mr. Gloomsbury didn't seem very happy about me getting married. Geez, jealous much? What a loser. Mr. Gloomsbury had forced me onto the Vista deck and was going to push me off. Gloomsbury, what does that mean? Gloomy? Oh, how frightening it all was. I was just about to lose my life on what should have been the happiest day of my life. So that's why I made a wish upon this pendant. That pendant. Yes, it was a gift for my husband-to-be, Soren. He said it's a symbol of our love. And so he made a wish on it. Now, you may think what I'm about to say is very strange, but I beg the pendant, please, take me back to that blissful moment. And do you know what? It worked. It brought me back to just before the reception started. So that's the time traveling thing you mentioned back at my office. I'm sorry, but I have to say, it's pretty unbelievable. Unbelievable? I knew you'd never believe me. Nick. Ellie here is an honest-to-goodness time traveler. Don't you believe your own client? The magic of that pendant sent her back in time before the creep would kill her. Well, then can it send her back in time before this whole thing even started? Sure, Larry, sure. Well, it's really true, I tell you. This pendant is an important part of the time machine Soren made. I begged it for help, and it really did send me back in time. Is she listening to herself? I even experienced the reception again, even though we'd already held it once before. And during it, everyone there acted as if nothing unusual was happening at all. She didn't get sent back in time. Everybody was in on it then. Could you not cook while we're talking, please? Alright, so when and how did you come under suspicion for murder? Well, after the reception ended. The second reception, I mean. I went back to the reception hall and started cleaning up the place by myself. But hold on. Cleaning? Why were you cleaning on your own wedding day? For my last task as servant of the Sprocket household, I offered to take on the preparation and clean up at the reception banquet. I see. I started to move on one of the decorative lanterns in the room, but it was so heavy I lost control of it, causing it to topple over and break open. That's when I saw Mr. Gloomsbury's dead body inside the lantern. So you simply happened to be the first to discover the body, right? That's right. I just came across it by accident. But I became confused and didn't know what to do. That's when some of my in-laws saw me and jumped to the conclusion that I'd killed him. So this Gloomsbury guy tried to kill Ellen, but then wound up dead himself after Ellen traveled back in time? Time machine and a magic pendant. How could any of this be possible? A pendant worn by Ellen, since she received it from her fiancé. Ellie, why don't you tell Nick about that other thing too? About that shadowy figure you saw when you were being attacked. Yes, good idea, Larry. The wedding. So, you and Larry here were never planning on getting married, right? That's right, we've only had a few brief interactions, so I can't say I know him at all. Oh, Ellie, how can you say that? You and me are bound by fate, I'm telling you. We're meant to be together. What? You're wrong, Larry. I've never been so right, baby, but it's as plain as, the goatee on my chin. Larry, don't make me send you to timeout. Now, can you tell me about the groom Ellen? What's he like? His name is Soren Sprocket. Soren Sprocket. Oh, he's the most wonderful man. He is truly my destiny. Did you say Soren Sprocket, as in... That's right, the next president of Sprocket Aviation. Wait, he's in line to take over the company. He's nothing but a rich, spoiled brat. I'm clearly the better choice, clearly. Larry, you and Soren are as different as night and day. There's no comparison. Ellie, you're breaking my achy, breaky heart. So she's marrying into money, huh? I can't believe Soren chose me, a simple house servant. He's my knight in shining armor, my prince. Oh, my Soren. The shadowy figure. Who's this? So what's this shadowy figure you saw, Ellen? It was when Mr. Gloomsbury was attacking me. Right after I made a wish upon, this pendant, I started to pass out. But just then, just as I lost consciousness, I saw somebody strike Mr. Gloomsbury from behind. You did? Then that person must be the true culprit. Did you see who it was? I'm afraid not. Have you told anybody else about this? I told some of my in-laws, but nobody took me seriously. They said it was all just a dream. Can't exactly say I blame them. I mean, time travel. Larry, for my peace of mind, please tell me that figure wasn't you. Of course it wasn't. Ellen saw a suspicious third party on the Vista deck when she was being attacked by Gloomsbury. Guess I've asked her all I can for now. When Ellen was attacked by Gloomsbury out in the Vista deck, she saw her dazed state a shadowy figure hit Gloomsbury from behind. She fainted immediately afterwards, and thus didn't get a good look at whoever it was. Spick and span, spick and span. Ellen, what are you doing? I want to make everything clean and beautiful for when Soren comes. I can't have my future hubby come into a dirty room now, can I? It has to be spotless, just like this white dress. Spick and span, spick and span. Let's hope we can wipe away all the suspicion from you soon, too. Nick, we better get to the crime scene right away. What? You're coming too? Of course I am. If I solve the crime and reveal the true killer of my super sleuthing skills, Ellie might change her mind about me, you know. You never get the message, do you, Larry? Next stop, the mooring deck in Sprocket Park. Come on, Nick, let's go. Mooring deck. That's the Sprocket, Flying Chapel. Sprocket Park, mooring dock. Also, blimps back in the day were actually a common way of travel, and, like, rich people traveled on these. And these had, like, rooms, these had, like, you know, bedrooms in them, too, like, dining rooms. These actually did exist back then. They're not really used today anymore. So this is the Sprocket Park. But where's the reception hall? The reception hall? Oh, that's... Wow, looky there. What? What is it? I just spotted me a cute message there. Don't wait up, Nick. Hold on. Where's this reception hall? Sorry, Nick. A man's gotta stop and smell the roses when they appear. I'm an artist, after all. Oh, miss! Yo-hoo! I thought he was going to take me to the crime scene. Oh well, I'm sure he'll come slinking back when he inevitably gets rejected. I'll just take a quick look around until then. Wow, this thing's really banged up. You looking at the sign? They say it got damaged by heavy winds yesterday. A big gust sent that bench flying into it. Well, that's what they're saying anyway. I see. The wind caused that, more like a tornado. The repair guy was saying, don't touch. It's dangerous. I see. Thanks for the heads up. Poor guy. Looks like it was a lot of work. So this bench hit that sign, huh? Hopefully it didn't hit a person, too. That would be a catastrophe. Guess from now on, whenever I'm walking around outside, I better be on the lookout for unidentified flying furniture, too. Wow, that airship is huge. Oh, didn't mean to say that out loud. I've only ever seen airships like this up in the sky, but I've got to say, they're mighty impressive when you see them up close like this. Hey, sorry about that. I actually thought you'd be back sooner. Didn't work out, huh? Lay off, man. I wasn't on my game today. So now that you're done, you mind telling me where the reception hall is already? What do you mean? It's right there in front of you. Huh? Right in front of... Wait. What's that say? Flying Chapel? Do you mean to tell me... Yup, Ellie's reception was on that airship. Whoa, a sky-high reception hall. Yup, and that's where you'll find the crime scene. Man, not only does the airship fly through the sky, but the space-time continuum, too. But the happy couple's honeymoon got left far behind when it made that time skip, though. Here, check the airship out for yourself with the pamphlet. Flying Chapel pamphlet. Pamphlet for the Flying Chapel includes a brief introduction and diagrams of its layout. By the way, I figured you could use some backup, so I called in some help for you. You did? What help? Oh, this is a diagram of the ship. Vista deck. Love is always in the air on the Flying Chapel. The only wedding venue sure to make your dreams take flight. After the ceremony out in the Vista deck, Sprocket Aviation's majestic Pegamoo mascots will light up the happy couple from both sides of the sweetheart table. Yup, should be here any minute now. Who's that? Is that a Clavier? I hear it sounds like a bike. No. Oh. Oh, that red sports car. No, that's Edgeworth. Larry, don't tell me you called. You know it, buddy. I trust you've been well, right? Surprise! Now admit it. That was a pretty good Mr. Edgeworth impression, wasn't it? Maya, what are you doing here? Larry called me up, and that's also Maya's theme that's playing, too. He said something about it finally being time for him to tie the old knot. But that's funny. I'm pretty sure he mentioned something about being here with his bride. Maya, I know this is sudden, but please marry me. What? And then Nick, what's Larry talking about? He was dumped by his bride. Well, by his imaginary bride, anyway. Wow. Poor Larry. That's a new low. Even for him. But hey, imaginary girlfriends never hurt anyone, right? More power to him. This is Maya Fey. She's been abroad for her training as a spirit medium. But now that her training is over, she's back home here in the States. That's right. The new and improved Maya Fey is on the scene. Spirit and girl power are at the ready. And look at you, Maya, all grown up and as cute as ever. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. If I ever get married, I'd miss out on all the fun of always meeting somebody new. I see you haven't changed a bit, Larry. Oh, there's Edgeworth. Edgeworth, I figured that car belonged to you. And we're gonna be playing as Edgeworth in the next game also. But when did you become Maya's chauffeur? It's nothing like that. I just happened to run into her en route and picked her up. And by run into her, I mean she jumped out in front of my car. I nearly ran her down. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's a friend of mine, and the district chief prosecutor. I heard he's been busy lately. So what brings you here? Wait, don't tell me Larry called you up too. He did. However, I have business of my own here at the crime scene. Business? What kind of business? The incident. Just so you know, right, I am the lead prosecutor on this case. What? You? Yes. It appears we'll be standing on opposite ends of the battlefield this time around. So I'll be up against Edgeworth tomorrow. But I don't get it, Edgeworth. What about this case warrants the personal attention of the district chief prosecutor? It's a bit complicated, to say the least. In what way? The groom is a member of the Sprockets, a family with immense influence. If his bride were to stand trial in court, it would sully the Sprocket name. So they tried to apply some pressure on the prosecutor's office. Pressure to settle it amicably, right? What do you mean, settle it amicably? It means that they're trying to sweep this whole thing under the rug. Yeah. Wow. Sprocket Aviation really has that much clout, so it's, the corporation has a lot of power. Yes, they have especially strong ties in both the political and the judicial worlds. To the point where no one dares to oppose them. Don't tell me that includes you. Don't be ridiculous, right? It's quite the opposite. The prosecutor's office is filled with cowards, as I found out. Every last one of my subordinates was loath to prosecute a Sprocket. So that's why you decided to take on the case yourself, right? That's right. I will personally see to it that justice is served. I always prosecute to the utmost of my abilities, regardless of who I'm up against. For that is a part of my creed. Nothing and no one can sway me from that, not even the almighty Sprockets. Right. If they think they can use their influence to bend the truth, they have another thing coming. You know, I almost feel sorry for them. They were only trying to protect their interests. But all they got instead was you. Edgy, come on, man. How can you prosecute my poor sweet Ellie? What kind of heartless jerk are you? I'm simply doing my job. And also about Edgeworth, Edgeworth is a pretty honest guy. He's probably the best prosecutor in the Ace Attorney series. But Edgeworth is very different personality-wise from Phoenix, where Phoenix gets scared and surprised, like, easily, and is, like, a bit more, how would I say the word, kind of like joking guy, where Edgeworth is a more, like, you know, more serious guy, and things don't really scare Edgeworth. Edgeworth doesn't really get scared. He doesn't really tend to panic like Phoenix. He's very serious. He's more of a realist. And also, Edgeworth doesn't get scared, he gets angry. So when Edgeworth is in bad situations, he gets angry instead of getting scared. And I'm warning you, right? I won't hold back. Not for you or anyone else. Thanks for the warning, your righteousness. Edgeworth. So, how's it going, Mr. Chief Prosecutor? Busy as always, I presume? Of course. Unlike somebody who has too few clients and too much time on his hands. Huh? Guess that explains why your brow is more furrowed than last time I saw you. Maybe you should learn to relax a little, Edgeworth. Nice try, right? But as always, I have no intention of showing anyone any mercy. Including you. As inflexible as ever, I see. Besides, I think I've mellowed out a bit with age. So if anything, those furrows should have smoothed out a little as well. Honestly, Edgeworth, are you really that, blind to yourself? Excuse me? He's really self-conscious about those lines, isn't he? Edgeworth, about this incident. Don't forget, right, I'm the prosecutor for this case. Need I remind you that I'm not in the habit of sharing information with my adversaries? No, I guess we are adversaries for now. And you, Larry. Me? I'd like you to come with me. You have a lot to answer for after that little stunt you pulled with the suspect. But Edgy, we're old pals, aren't we? Personal appeals won't work on me, Larry. Now come along. Wah, Nick, help me out of here. Is it just me, or is Mr. Edgeworth as relentless as ever? Yeah, I guess some things never change. So much for mellowing out. Well, Nick, we better hop to it, too. Hop to what? Investigating the crime scene, of course. What else? It's been a long time since you and I teamed up like this. Time is going to be fun, or this is going to be fun. Fun, huh? It has been a long time, though, since we were last together like this. Alright, to the crime scene, then. Yeah, and away we go. Yeah, so this is a throwback to the old games, definitely. You got Edgeworth as a prosecutor, Maya as your assistant. Reception hall. September 21. Flying Chapel. Reception hall. So these really don't exist anymore, but stuff like this did exist back then. As ridiculous as it is, this stuff like this was back in the day. You had like rich people that had like dining rooms on these airships. So this is the reception hall. According to the pamphlet, we're right here. Yikes, we're pretty high up, but at least we're indoors, so it doesn't seem so bad. Oh look, Nick, it's Emma. Hey Emma, over here. Mr. Wright, Maya. Does this mean you're taking the case? Yeah, that's how things kind of turned out. So do you mind if we take a look around? Be my guest. We've pretty much wrapped up our investigation, so go right ahead. Now's a good chance to find out more about the case from Emma, too. What happened? Edgeworth wouldn't tell us anything about this case. So do you think you could give us a rundown? Well, seeing as he's going to be prosecuting, I expect him to be tight-lipped about it. The incident occurred yesterday, on September 20th. It happened after the wedding reception, which lasted from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., huh? Got it. By the way, you didn't hear about any time traveling or anything, did you? Time traveling? What do you mean? Oh, nothing. Forget it. That's pretty much the response I expected. The victim's name is Dumas Gloomsbury. Dumas Gloomsbury. He was a servant in the Sprocket family household. Ellen was a maid for that family as well, so that means the two of them were co-workers. Yes, they apparently knew each other. Mr. Gloomsbury is the lead servant, after all. He was very serious about his work, but he was also a very closed and private man. Why would he attack her, though? So the other servants called him Mr. Doom and Gloom behind his back. If he was the lead servant, he must have been higher ranked than Ellen. What makes the police think Ellen killed this man, a guy who was essentially her boss? We don't know the defendant's motive yet. But the circumstances surrounding the discovery of the body don't bode well for her. And what circumstances are these exactly? Well, some of her in-laws saw what looked like the immediate aftermath of the murder. The suspect was standing in front of the body with the murder weapon still in her hands. She didn't tell us that. But why would a bride who was just about to start a happy new life kill somebody? Do the police have an explanation for that? Yeah, about that. They believe the victim attacked the suspect and was killed when she fought back. They believe the victim attacked the suspect and was killed when she fought, but then it's self-defense. But why did he attack her to begin with? Well, a mere servant girl was going to suddenly be the wife of the future president. Mr. Gloomsbury must have been more than just a little jealous of her. So this Mr. Doom and Gloom attacked Ellen first? But if she was only trying to protect herself, wouldn't that count as justified self-defense on her part, Nick? It would. There's a good chance she'd be acquitted if we could prove that, but I wonder what Edgeworth will have up his sleeve to counter that claim. But wow, a servant girl marrying the future president of such a huge company. It sounds like a modern-day fairy tale. It does, doesn't it? Thing is, not everyone was on board with their union, apparently. The murder weapon. So what was the murder weapon, Emma? This clock with a secret mechanism built into it. It was on display here in the reception hall, so it was a blunt object. The suspect was holding it when the murder was discovered. So the victim was clubbed to death with this, huh? That's funny. There's no blood on it as far as I can tell. Maybe it was wiped off in an attempt to tamper with the evidence. But there was definitely a luminol reaction. And it matches up with the shape of the injury, so it's gotta be the murder weapon. What a funny looking clock. They call it the timekeeper. The idea is that it's a time machine. Every time the couple sees it, it'll bring them back to the memory of their wedding day. Time machine, huh? Come to think of it. Ellen said her pendant was a part of a time machine. I wonder how the secret mechanism in this thing works. Murder weapon, dubbed with the timekeeper. It's a clock with a secret mechanism. I can't look at it. Oh, okay. A star-crossed marriage. Who opposed the marriage? The suspect never had any family or relatives to depend on. So she was working as a live-in maid for the Sprocket family to support herself. The maid with no family or fortune was set to marry the president's son, huh? I guess it's not a surprise that ruffled a feather or two. Yes, apparently, the groom's parents and all of his other relatives were strongly opposed. But that didn't stop a young couple from deciding to go ahead with their wedding. So there's the motive right there, is that somebody in the family was pissed off that the lead son in the family was marrying a servant girl, a girl that they claimed lower status, lower class, and could have wanted to frame her. And they probably killed the servant because they saw him as somebody below them, too. So they used that. But why did Gloomsbury attack her? That's what we don't know. Love flourishes in the face of adversity. Oh, is that how it works? Yep, if you ever have any questions about it, love, just ask me. I'm a qualified expert. I spend all of my spare time in Korean watching soap operas on TV. I'm not sure that's enough to make you a qualified anything, Maya. Oh, and by the way, I heard the suspect faced her fair share of harassment too. And from the sound of it, it got pretty ugly for her. So even though this incident could cause a huge scandal for the company, it might be a boon for those who oppose their marriage to begin with. After all, with Ellen's arrest and everything, the marriage is most definitely off now. This must be the lantern the body was found in. Ellen managed to move it quite a ways. It looks like a cow, but it's pretty badly broken. That's not a cow, Nick. That's Pegasus, the flying horse. No way, it's definitely a cow. It's got horns and everything. But look, it has wings. Cows don't have wings. So it's Pegasus, I tell you. Oh, I know, that pamphlet should tell us. Let's see. Apparently it's called a Pegamoo. I did not see that coming. Yet somehow the name really captures the essence of what this creature is, you know? Huh. That's strange. What is? Well, this Pegamoo is definitely a male Pegable, right? Yeah, I'd say so. With the horns and all. Okay, well, that Pegamoo over there is also a Pegable. Well, take a look at the pamphlet. See, the one on the right says Pegabull, but the other one says Pegacow, a female Pegamoo. Right. The pamphlet goes on to say how they have Pegamoos for the happy couple. So for Ellen's ceremony, there should have been a male and female pair of Pegamoos. But for some reason, there are two males here. Maybe somebody made a mistake when they were setting up the room. It's hard to believe a fancy place like this would make that kind of blunder, though. The Pegable lantern in which the victim's body was found. In any case, we better check this thing out. What's this? This looks like it has blood on it. Did this come from the lantern? Eek, it's covered in blood. Maybe it got on there when the killer was putting the body in the lantern. Can you imagine going to open the door and finding the knob covered with blood? That'd be bloody awful, to say the least. What's this note? Hey, what's this? Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off, from the Vista deck. Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. So somebody from the family probably told the servant to kill her. Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. It looks like a note outlining the murder plot. Whoever wrote it has better handwriting than me, but it looks like they wrote it in a rush. And why do you say that? Yeah, the ink. Because the writing is only smudged starting from the middle of each line. That happens when a right-handed person with a slight hook writes in a hurry. I do sometimes myself when I'm not paying attention to where my hands is on the page. Guess I'll take your word on that, Miss Bad Handwriting Expert. Hey, even I don't smudge my handwriting this badly. Alright. Let's get back to the note. That note was apparently written by the victim. But why would he feel the need to write instructions to himself like this? Are you sure the victim wrote it? So the victim wrote it. I sometimes write a note to myself before I go shopping. Potatoes, carrots, onions, flour. Maya, are you craving curry rice or something? Whoops. So Emma, where's this Vista deck the note mentions? It's that heliport you see right outside the window over there. So he planned on pushing Ellen off from there. What a monster. A note found near the victim's body. The writing is smudged as though written by a right-handed person. It's possible it could have spelled something else also, too. What do you think this is, Maya? It looks like a flower petal to me. One unusual shape for a flower petal. You suppose it's from one of the flowers here in the reception hall? No, I don't see a single flower like this at any of the tables. Wonder where it came from. So this is where the body was found. And the first person to find it was Ellen. Emma, what can you tell me about the condition of the body when it was found? Let's see. The victim was apparently hit on the back of the head. Here's a photo of the scene as we found it. The victim was discovered inside one of the lanterns in the reception hall. I guess that's about does it for this lantern. The victim's body was found collapsed inside one of the peggable lanterns. Scattered around his body were flowers, petals, a note, and broken parts of the lantern. The petals were from flowers not found inside the reception hall. So that's the Vista deck out there. I bet the view is amazing. But I guess it must also be kind of freak you out, huh, Nick? Yeah, kind of. Mostly because there's no surviving a fall from way up here. This is the sweetest sweetheart table where the bride and groom sit. Where they gorge themselves on the wedding feast, you mean. I'd be too nervous to eat in front of a bunch of guests like this, though. They say that newlyweds are usually really busy during the reception, you know. They have to greet and talk with all the guests that came to give their blessings. They don't actually get all that much time to enjoy their dinner. I wouldn't be able to stand that. I can't imagine having a huge feast right in front of me and not being able to eat it. They say brides tend to have an especially hard time because of the wedding dresses. With those tight corsets squeezing their waists, they can barely eat a bite. Really? It sounds like wedding receptions are absolute torture. I guess food still wins out over romance in Maya's book. This must be where the time machine was placed. Can't believe that such a beautiful memento was used for murder. It's just awful. Nick, we have to prove Ellen's innocence, no matter what it takes. I agree. Can't let this go down as the saddest flying wedding reception in history. I think that about does it for this area. It's a fog machine. I wonder if they used it during the reception. Oh. Hey, Nick. Go stand over there for a sec. Why? Just because. Now go. Alright. I've got a bad feeling about this. Fogmaster 9000 on. Maya, no! Huh? Oh, nothing happened. Looks like it won't work without some dry ice. Darn it. All I wanted to do was surround you in a thick cloud of smoke. A device uses dry ice to emit a large amount of thick, fog-like vapor. It's a hot air balloon, a symbol of humanity's ambition to take up the skies. Kind of a romantic notion, don't you think? Yeah. But I just noticed that it doesn't seem to be tied up to the ceiling all that well. I'm sure it's fine. Please don't let it fall on my head. There's another one here. It's a fog machine for the reception. Pretty cool, huh? Don't you dare touch it. Aw, spoil sport. That's because I know how you operate. What's this? It looks like a business card wallet. I wonder whose it is. That face looks awfully familiar. Yes, it does. Guess I'll bring it to him later. Oh, it's Larry's. Business card holder with a peculiar yet suspiciously familiar imprint in the center. Model airplane, the perfect decoration for an airline company wedding. And a propeller plane like this lends the room a great old-timey feel. Oh, I'd love to see the Steel Samurai fly a plane like this. Can you picture it? The Steel Samurai zipping through the clouds over Neo Old Tokyo. If Sprocket Aviation ever becomes a sponsor of the show, I could see it happening. Why didn't I think of that? I think I'll go over the suggested idea to them later. Please, at least wait until after the trial is over. There might be something behind this. That's a one big partition screen, industrial size even. I bet it caused an industrial sized mess if it fell over. And that's why you're not allowed to touch it, Maya. What? Then who's going to test how stable it is? Just leave it alone, please. Wow, look at the horns in this flying bovine. He must be a bull. It seems he made it through the ceremony in one piece. By the look of those wheels, I bet he can be rolled around rather easily too. Yeah, I bet it would be quite a hassle if you had to lift and carry him everywhere. And this is what the backside looks like. What's that by the bottom of his tail? A wheel handle? Oh, I get it. This is this way that they can get inside to change out the light bulbs. I see they left a wheel handle on this inside unpainted. Guess I figure nobody will see it, so why bother? It makes sense to cut costs where you can. Well, overall, I can't say I see anything strange about this thing. Well, I guess that just about does it for the crime scene. Hey, Nick. I want to see the rest of the airship. We might as well, since we're here. True, we might even run into some of the other people involved in this case. Oh, who are you? That's the guy from the cover. Nick, how long has that guy been standing there? I didn't even notice him until just now. Excuse me, are you with Sprocket Aviation? Huh? Nick, he wrote something on that paper airplane. I guess we're supposed to read it then. Let's see here. Get out, intruders. Well, that was a rather cold welcome. Mr. Wright, Maya, meet the lone son of the president of Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket. Or to put it another way, the future president of Sprocket Aviation. So he's Ellen's fiancé. Oh, there he goes. He's kind of an eccentric. I hear he's the genuine genius inventor behind many of the Sprocket Aviation's business successes. An inventor, huh? Yep, he even designed this airship. That's pretty impressive. If he designed the airship and he designed all this stuff, he could have planned out this murder too. He could have known everything. He's a suspect. Nick, this is no time to be standing around gawking. We have to go after him. We need to ask him some questions about Ellen. Oh, right. Looks like he was heading outside. Oh, he's only 25? He looks a lot older. Okay. And Edgeworth is 35. Man, the characters have gotten old in this series, because this series has been going on for 20 years. Chase after him? Where did he go? September 21. Sprocket Park. Mooring, dock. There he is. Excuse me, can we talk to you? Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you what you're doing? He sure is riding up a storm. It is possible if an enormous change in mass could be detected at the observation point, and theoretically matter can retain its form even as it crosses the event horizon. Let's just see what he has to say about Ellen. Ellen. Excuse me, but we'll be representing Ellen in court tomorrow. So, could we ask you about the case? Ow. What the? Not interested. Not interested? How can you say something like that? This is about your fiancée. She's under arrest, you know. The diameter of the airship is approximately 80 feet. The amount of energy necessary to move matter comprised of that amount of mass is. He's off in his own little world. I can't believe he said he was not interested in talking about his own bride's arrest. We'll just have to talk on his level then, with something he might be interested in. Present. This. Yeah, you timekeeper. What are you, showing me that for? Mr. Sprocket! Can't read him at all. Not even with an item as loaded with sentiments as this. This too. Could you take a look at this? Is that Ellen's? Ellen told us that she traveled through time during the incident. He said it happened after she made a wish on this pendant. You mean to say you two are Ellen's lawyers? Yes, I just told you that a minute ago. Sorry, I was lost in thought. He wasn't even listening. Oh boy. He's not at all what I expected, based on Ellen's gushing testimonial anyway. We'd like to ask you about Ellen's case, if you don't mind. I don't know a thing about it. Why don't you go ask the police? In other words, not interested. Wow, what a scumbag. This guy's the worst. Now I feel sorry for poor Ellen. In that case, can I ask you about how Ellen traveled through time? Oh my god. Go on. Guess that got your attention. So, is time travel really even possible? Yes, it is possible. Alrighty then. At the same time, it's also impossible. The pendant I gave Ellen is not supposed to operate as a time machine by itself. What do you mean? The timekeeper, that clock we had displayed in the reception hall, that is the body of the time machine. The pendant is simply a part. That clock was the murder weapon, wasn't it? But it's a time machine too? What Ellen experienced is akin to traveling down a road by car key. Physically and metaphysically, it should be impossible. Unless, maybe the quantum system inside the pendant somehow accidentally interfaced with the natural flow of the fourth dimension? I don't understand. We're losing him again. Maybe we better ask him some more about the time machine. So you've been researching time travel, have you? Moving through the space-time continuum will be man's ultimate, means of travel. Time travel as a mode of transportation. Since the dawn of time, man has developed multi-various methods of transportation. Horses, steam engines, gas engines, airplanes, spaceships. But they are all fundamentally similar in that they constitute three-dimensional movement. Travel through the space-time continuum would shift mankind into a new paradigm. I don't know why, Nick, but I'm getting awfully sleepy all of a sudden. For generations, Sprocket Aviation has advanced the development of transportation. Therefore, it's only natural that I would research time travel as man's next great leap. Oh, yawn. How is he done? So what exactly does all that stuff he was saying mean, Nick? Well, basically, it's like taking a hamburger joint and adding a dry fruit to it, I guess. Oh, I get it. It's the same burger, but with a quicker and more efficient delivery system. So what Soren really wants to do is launch humanity into the future. Launch, not lunch. But do you really believe that time travel is possible? It only becomes truly impossible man stops daring to believe. Besides, time travelers do exist, you know. But you wouldn't understand. Did you hear that, Nick? Time travelers really do exist. All I know is Soren isn't the easiest guy to wrap your head around. Oh, I don't know. I kind of like the way he talks. It's full of hope for the future. He's more passionate than I thought to, when it comes to inventions anyway. Yeah, his apparent lack of concern for Ellen is troubling, though. So, I hear that the rest of the Sprocket family was opposed to your marriage. What are your thoughts on that? Master Soren? Who's this? It is time for the meeting on next term's project. Who are you? What is this? Daydreaming about your inventions again? Tut-tut, you are the future president. You must consider the business side too. What the? It is, I found Soren. Send the car over at once. I'm not interested. Oh, Master Soren, you do give me quite the headache at times. In any case, your attendant is waiting. Please go to him now. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, where are my manners? My name is Pierce, Nickety? Pierce Nickety. Please call me Pierce. Pierce Nickety. Pierce Nickety? Pierce Nickety? I'm. It sounds like it's supposed to form some kind of word. So the names in the Ace Attorney games are usually like puns for something. Like if you say their name really quickly, it means something Pierce Nickety. I'm trying to realize what it says. It probably the answer is probably right in front of me, and I can't even figure out the name. I'm the Sprocket family butler. And Nick, a butler? I didn't know they actually still existed. I thought they were just on TV and stuff. Well, the butler always did it in a murder. And who might you be, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I'm Phoenix Wright, Ellen Wyatt's lawyer. And I'm his assistant, Maya Fey. I'm a spirit medium. Oh, so it is you. I am most grateful to you for taking on Miss Ellen's defense. You have my sincerest thanks. Don't mention it. So, hey, speaking of the case... Oh, one moment, please. Wow, what a beautiful pocket watch. Oh, this. It's just a bit of a good luck charm. That's one expensive good luck charm. But I guess it makes sense, knowing the time is pretty important in his line of work. So I guess that pocket watch is as important to him as my attorney's badge is to me. There's little time before I must attend to Master Soren again. Why not come to Sprocket Manor? Huh? You mean to Soren's home? As a token of appreciation for taking on Miss Ellen's defense, I would like to serve you some delicious tea and refreshments. Oh boy, Nick. A fancy high society tea party with high-class snacks and everything. And what about the investigation? Are you kidding? What better place to investigate next than Soren's house? I don't know. Do you really think his house is going to give us any new leads? Of course it will. I say we take the butler up on his kind offer and go to Soren's place. Alright. You win. Very good. To Sprocket Manor, then. This is their place. September 21st of Sprocket Manor. Boy, I feel like I'm in the home of aristocrats. Wow, this place does not disappoint. Oh, I'm so excited. Whoa, slow down, Maya. The mansion isn't going anywhere. Now then, we won't have to worry about anyone untoward eavesdropping here. I take it you wanted to ask me some questions. Huh? That's why you invited us here. I'm sorry to have tricked you like this. But this is a murder after all. I couldn't talk openly about it in public and risk sullying the Sprocket's family's reputation. Aw, and I was really looking forward to all those fancy snacks too. There, Maya, don't cry. This Pierce guy is one shrewd man. Hey Nick, look at the cute vintage radio. Radio? Oh, that thing over there under the stuffed bull's head. I'm gonna take a closer look. Ooh, I thought I told you to settle down. I'm sorry. Not to worry. What the? Wow, that little mech fixed it right up. I'm not only the butler, but also Sprocket family's, Sprocket's aviation department, repair department director. One might say that patching things up is my specialty. I'm starting to suspect him. He might have something to do with the murder. That was incredible. What is that little doohickey on your shoulder anyway? It's my fix-upper. Shoulder mech, Master Soren made it for me. It has too many features and functions to effectively enumerate at the moment, though. That's so cool. I wish I had one of those. Fixing things is a simple matter. But fixing people is a different matter. Even a skilled physician can't bring back the dead. Oh, but forgive me. I seem to have gotten sidetracked. He must be in shock over Mr. Gloomsbury's death. Still, I do need to ask him some questions about the case. Should take a look around and see what I can find out while I'm here, too. I want to look at this. What is this? Excuse me, but there's a card here on the floor. Look at that. It's a Flying Chapel keycard. Flying Chapel. What areas on the Flying Chapel require a keycard, if I may ask? Mostly areas we want to keep the public out of. such as the staff room in the hold, which is chock full of machinery. So you can't enter those areas without a key card. That's right. This one here belongs to Ellen. Wait, what's Ellen's key card doing here? Did Ellen come back here after the incident occurred? I don't believe so. And she was arrested by the police straight away this morning. Although, there was a strange man with a gaudy jacket in here earlier. Was that man wearing a beret by any chance? Yes, he was, as a matter of fact. He was also wearing sunglasses and a fake mustache. Oh, man. I knew it. The only question is, what was he doing here? Hey, Nick. Now here's a real lady. She looks smart as a whip, doesn't she? I wonder who she is. We didn't see her on the airship. That is Selena Sprocket, Soren's elder sister. Beautiful and capable. She's a great lady. Soren's sister. I think I see the resemblance. Maybe I'll show Pierce this photo later and ask him about her. Photo of Soren's older sister, Selena. It looks like it was taken in some kind of office. Oh, are those pictures of the wedding reception? Yes, I took them with my trusty camera here. Do you mind if we have a look at that photo? Be my guest. Take as long as a look as you like. Well, what do you think of this gorgeous dreamscape? She doesn't seem too happy in that. Big fog billows across the room. Yeah, I'm looking at it. She doesn't look too happy on her wedding day. Wow, look at how beautiful Ellen is here. She looks a little nervous though. She does, doesn't she? And I see Pierce standing in the background too. Hey, look, there's Pierce. Really? Where? Right there, behind the sweetheart table. Hey, you're right. I bet he was there attending to the happy couple the whole dinner. So what do you think, Nick? Does anything in this photo stick out at you? No, not at the moment, anyway. A photo of the reception taken by a relative. Much of the reception hall is obscured by thick fog. Hey, Nick, if Ellen really did travel back in time, do you think this photo is of the second reception, you know, after the time jump? I wonder. Excuse me, sir. Yes, can I help you? Ellen told us she traveled back in time. Will you happen to know anything about that? Oh, no. I haven't the foggiest idea what you're talking about. Yeah, he knows something. He clammed up faster than a clam. So basically, my theory is that everybody here is in on it. That's what I think. I think the entire family is in on it. And I think that, that they basically plan to do a second, you know, wedding again. That's what I think. I think that they were trying to fool her, but why exactly? Oh, it's a bridal bouquet. Hey, Nick, how about I throw it? And you try to catch it. Why me? Just because. I bet you look hilarious flailing around trying to grab it. But doesn't tradition dictate that it's the ladies that go after the bouquet? Who cares? Just catch it. Here. Ow. Hey, you threw that right at my face. Oh, you don't want to catch that bouquet, trust me. Why not? They say it's bad luck to catch a bouquet if a marriage doesn't last. But I already caught it. Whoops. Too late now, huh, Nick? Don't you dare touch that radio again. It looks like an expensive antique. What are you worried about? If it breaks again, Pierce will just fix it up again. I really hope he's nice enough to waive the repair bill. Nick, look at that airplane propeller up there going round and round. See, they've got an aviation theme going on. Makes sense for an airline family. Wonder if it doubles as a fan. Oh, what if the rest of the plane were on the other side of that wall? And the wall would open up so the plane could take off in an emergency. How cool would that be? If that's what's behind the propeller wall, then what's behind the bowl wall across the way? Oh, I know. Maybe it's the rest of him. That must be where the sprockets get their milk. Nick. First of all, that's a beef cow, and second, bulls don't make milk. Oh, right. That's what I get for trying to play along. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything here. Nothing else really that I can search here in this home. Oh, and the bull here. The bull. Come to think of it, there was a bull logo on the side of the Flying Chapel too. The president of the company must have a thing for cattle. The bull is a symbol of Sprocket Aviation. To be as strong and steady as a bull. That's the company creed, you know. Probably for all the backbreaking labor they put their employees through. By the way, that bull logo on the Flying Chapel, the one with the rainbow wings. His name is Rainy the Rainbow. Get it? I get it. He's a rainbow-colored bull, so he's a rainbow, right? What a memorable name, huh, Nick? Yeah, for the lameness of the pun. Okay, let me ask Pierce about this. Pierce, the woman in this photo is Soren's older sister, Selena, right? I don't think we've met her yet. Yes, about that. He seems hesitant all of a sudden. Why? If you wouldn't mind, could you tell us about her? Oh, alright. Very well. She's a big part of Master Thorin's past, after all. Thorin's past? Now let me present the photo of the wedding reception. This incident has severely damaged our company's reputation. I expect reservations for weddings on the Flying Chapel will face an unfortunate decline. Pierce, you just lost a subordinate. Yet all you can think about is the business? I'm not made of stone, I assure you. But if the company were to go under because of this incident, countless employees would lose their jobs. I see. To be honest, I wish we could have hidden this tragedy from the public. But now that it's going to trial, I suppose there is nothing to be done about it. So the fate of the company depends on this trial. This is more than I bargained for. The incident. About the incident Miss Ellen was arrested for. Do you think she did it? Well, I can't prove it yet, but no, I don't think she could have done it. I guess you could call it a gut feeling. I see. I guess we have different opinions then. Do we now? The prosecution says that when Gloomsbury attacked Miss Ellen, she fought back, and ended up killing him. I agree with this perspective. Or rather, that is the consensus of the entire Sprocket family. Even so, I heard an interesting story from Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. I heard that the Sprocket family had tried to pressure the prosecutor's office into burying this case. I fear you are mistaken. All we sought was merely a legal consultation. Besides, none of it matters now, as she is no longer a part of this family. Fortunately for us, they had yet to get their marriage license before holding the banquet. So basically, once they realized they couldn't sway the prosecution, they cut her loose. I realize how callous I must sound, but my duty is to protect the Sprocket family, and more specifically, Sprocket Aviation's future and Master Soren, whose genius is essential to the company. I'll do anything to achieve that goal. That is my job at the Sprocket as the Sprocket family butler. Yeah, so I think he's a killer. I think he is. He'll do anything for the company. I think he's the killer. I just don't know the motive yet. Why exactly he would kill Gloomsbury. And I don't know if they intentionally framed Ellen that part. I don't know. You know, I think Pierce and Mr. Edgeworth will get along really well, don't you think? Yeah, I could easily picture Edgeworth with a butler. Oh, and by the way, I suppose I should tell you about this as well. It's about when the members of the extended family and I discovered the crime. Did Ellen say anything to you about traveling through time? She must have been delirious. There is no need to take such a claim seriously. Soren himself said that the time travel was possible, though. Master Soren said that. It sounds like he is still stuck in the past. He's psychologically stuck, I take it. Excuse me. What is it? I see. I believe I told you the madam will be having milk tea. Still, have lemon slices at the ready just in case. We must not disappoint her, understand? You sure are busy. All in a day's work. Still, we really do need Master Soren's to start focusing on the business side of things soon. Soren's passed. Master Soren will become the next president of Sprocket Aviation. However, that wasn't always so. Miss Selena Sprocket, Master Soren's elder sister, was next in line. Oh, she's probably dead. So why isn't she becoming the next president? She's probably dead. Because she died. Yeah, I knew it. In a car accident. What? I had no idea. Actually, Master Soren was also in the car for the time of the accident. Losing the sister he loved right before his eyes devastated him. Ever since then, he has buried himself in his research on time machines. He also became a quiet and meticulous, almost compulsive, a note-taker around them. That's why he's making a time machine, because he wants to bring his sister back to life. He seems so stiff and robotic, I had no idea he was carrying all that around inside him. Master Soren has abandoned the company business and spends all time on inventions. As a family butler, I'm truly concerned. I believe it's high time he let go of the past. Discovering the crime. It was sometime after the reception. Some of the master's relatives and I went to clean up the reception hall. And that is when we saw it. A woman standing in front of the victim with the bloody murder weapon in her hand. It was none other than Miss Ellen. But Pierce, it wasn't what it looked like. That's right, she just happened to find the body. I do not know what Miss Ellen has told you, but what we witnessed was unmistakably the moment immediately after the deed had been committed. And that is what I told the police who came in response to my call. I see, so he's the one who called the police. So Pierce was the one who reported it to the police, huh? Hey, Nick, what are you doing here? Oh, Larry, what are you doing here? Larry? Oh man, Edgy gave me a heck of a hard time. Larry, what are you doing here? Oh, he just said it. I came to promote my new character, Q-Piglet. I was hoping Sprocket Aviation would do some kind of tie-in with me for it. Wow, I didn't know Larry was such an aggressive businessman. You could learn a thing or two from him, Nick. Why don't you promote your agency to them? Now, that's not exactly the time for that, in case you haven't noticed. See? And this is why you'll never be rich. Actually, Larry, I'm meaning to ask you something. You were there on the Flying Chapel yesterday, right? Huh? Was I? What were you doing there? Nothing. Whatever it was, I bet it wasn't anything to be proud of. But never mind that. Did you see anything that had to do with the case? Scratch that. Let's start with you weren't involved in this case, were you? Larry? Hey, he took off. I just knew it. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Come on, Maya. After him. Oh, are you leaving so soon? We have to run. Thank you for making the time for us. I know you have to investigate, but please try to spare the family's feelings as you do. Yes, of course. Where did Larry go to? Search for Larry. Where did he go? September 21. Sprocket Park. Mooring dock. There he is. Hey, Larry! Hey there, friend. Fancy meeting you here. There's nothing fancy about it. All we did was follow you. So tell me, Larry, why did you run away like that? Huh, me? I don't know what you're talking about. A bolt of inspiration for my new picture book hit me and I had to run is all. It was like, Cupid Fanny, you dig? Right. He's just going to keep on playing dumb, isn't he, Nick? What you saw in the airship. Come on, Larry. I know you were on that airship, so what did you see? I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything because I was never on that stupid airship. Oh, yep. Cyclops. He's lying. Cyclops. You say something? The spiritual power of this Magatam allows me to see. These mysterious locks that appear when someone is trying to hide something from me. They're called Cyclops, and when I see them, I simply present Magatama, try my hand at breaking them. If I can unlock them, I'm sure to finally get a straight answer out of him.
Take that!
But why is Larry lying about this? What Larry's hiding? This is no time for games, Larry. I will find out what you're hiding. I'm telling you, Nick, you got it all wrong. I've got nothing to do with this case whatsoever. Come on, Larry. Even a baby could see through such a blatant and obvious lie. Nothing whatsoever, huh? If you weren't involved, Larry, then you wouldn't have been involved with this person.
Take that!
You're the one who brought Ellen to my office in the first place. And all those cops. Nothing to do with the case whatsoever. Isn't gonna cut it this time, Larry. If you have to lie, at least do a better job of it. Wah! Okay, one more lie. Don't diss me, Nick. If you're so convinced I'm lying, then let me ask you this. What makes you think I was on that stupid old airship anyway? Let me see some proof, if you got any. Doubling down, are you fine? You want proof, Larry? Here's a proof that you were on that airship. Business card. Yep.
Take that!
Uh-oh. This is your business card wallet, isn't it, Larry? I found it in the reception hall. Ah! Time to come clean, Larry Butts. What exactly are you hiding? Wah! Alright, fine, you got me. I'll tell you everything. What you saw on the airship. Larry, what were you doing on the airship? Anyway. Well, I went there to deliver the welcome to our wedding sign that they ordered from me. Huh? I didn't know you took on real jobs like that too. Well, for your information, my wedding welcome signs are very popular on the net. And that's how you met Ellen. I mean, I'd seen her in the photo for the welcome sign, but seeing her in person, the way she smiled at me and said thank you. I felt like I'd been hit by lightning. And that's when you fell in love with somebody else's bride, huh? So were you invited to the reception? Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend? They wouldn't even let me into the reception hall. Smart move on their part, I'd say. I got upset and started wandering around the airship. That must be when I dropped my business card wallet. So somebody else must have found it and brought it to the reception hall then. But you know what? I saw something incredible while I was in the Flying Chapel. Like? Get a load of this. What the heck is this? What do you mean, what is this? Isn't it obvious? It's a drawing. I sketched a picture of one of the cabins on the airship. So what's so incredible about a cabin? Look at what was outside the window. The bird? It's one of those flying dinosaurs. A real-life, pterodactyl? I looked out the cabin window and there it was, just flying out there. That airship traveled through time, I tell you. What? 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 When I told that Pierce Butler guy about it, he told me to never mention it to anybody ever again. But why would he try to keep you from spouting what is clearly just nonsense? Maybe Sprocket Aviation is secretly developing a time machine. No way. Nick, this case is totally amazing. Larry, you didn't tell Mr. Edgeworth about this, did you? Of course not. Edgy would just roll his eyes and think I was off my rocker. I didn't even tell him I was wandering around on the airship. I told him at Ellie at the morning dock and we ran away together. Yeah, you can see Edgeworth's eyes rolling right out of his head had he heard about this. Drawing Larry made. made from inside the cabin. It shows a pterodactyl flying outside the window. Hang on a second. That picture, so Larry also experienced a time slip somehow. But how is that possible? Hey, Nick. I'll be taking my card wallet back now if you don't mind. Look at that picture on the bottom right. You see that picture on the bottom right? Look at that thing. That looks very similar to that right there. Look, see the board on the bottom right and this? That thing was outside the window. That poster thing. It was outside the window. That's how it got smashed. It didn't get smashed by the bench. Why was that thing outside the blimp? They didn't travel through time. It was just that thing that was outside. Business card wallet swiped back by Larry. Oh yeah, this is for you. What is it? It's a picture of the hold. I took it when I was wandering around in the airship. See, there's Ellie right there in the middle. But look, you see the flowers right there. The flower pot. Those are the same that's the same flower petal that was inside where the body was found. The hold. Yeah, see? It's right here in the diagram. Okay, so now I know where the hold is, but what was Ellen doing there? Well, they were using it as a prepping area for the reception. I see. And around when did you take this? Before the reception. I took it while Ellie was getting everything ready. So this was taken before the incident occurred. I don't know if it'll be of any help, but thanks for this anyway. Photo of the hold, stealthily taken by Larry. Ellen can be seen near the center. By the way, Larry, I heard that the door to the hold is controlled by a security system. So how'd you get in there? That's a trade secret, can't tell you. And the hits just keep on coming. Well, I guess that's basically a wrap on the investigation. Not quite, Nick. I want to meet Ellen too. Oh, that's right. You haven't met her yet, have you? Okay, let's head over to the detention center then so you can say hi. And also, what I'll say about the airship is a reference to Mega Man Legends 2. That's another game that Capcom made because there was a very fancy, like, rich person's airship that was in Mega Man Legends 2. That's probably what it's a reference to. September 21. Detention Center. Visitor's room. No, why? Please understand that this is in Master Soren's best interest. Sounds like Ellen's busy talking with somebody. The next president cannot be married to a criminal. It would disgrace Sprocket Aviation. Miss Ellen, I need you to forget about this marriage. Pardon us. If it isn't Mr. Wright. So, their marriage is definitely off? There is no other choice. We cannot have a criminal in the family. For the sake of Master Soren and the Sprocket family, this is what is best. No! In that case, what if Nick here proved Ellen's innocence? Then you wouldn't have a criminal in the family, right? I suppose you're right, but I'm afraid that will be impossible. That's not true. Not for Nick. He may look like a nobody, but he can do some pretty amazing things. I don't take cases on lightly, so rest assured I will prove her innocence. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I understand your name is quite well known in the judicial world. For better or for worse. Pierce, I want you to promise me this. If I can prove Ellen's innocence, then you won't stand in the way of Soren and Ellen's marriage. Very well. But not even the most talented lawyer in the world can change reality itself. He definitely did it. I'm convinced he did it. He's the killer. And the reality is Miss Ellen is guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. I believe that's where you're wrong, Pierce. I'm clean, I swear I am. Man, I feel bad for Ellen now, I do. Obsessively, compulsively clean. Just as clean and pure as the pure white dress. Fine. You have my word. But you will be the one to regret Now, if you will excuse me. Now I have all the more reason to win this case. Ellen, we finished our investigation. I would like to talk with you about what we found. Okay, so what did you find out? Investigation results. In the course of our investigation, we heard that you had been seen standing in front of the victim with the murder weapon in your hands. It wasn't what it looked like. It's true I was holding the murder weapon. But when I found him, he was already dead. I panicked. And I was hoping I could get back, in time again, like I had done earlier. So I picked up the timekeeper from the pedestal and brought it over without thinking. You were so desperate you were ready to try anything, huh? Unfortunately, that sort of behavior makes you an easy target for the prosecution. No. And as for your little trip through time, none of your in-laws could confirm your story, I'm afraid. I see. The only exception is Larry. He said he saw something. Really? What did he see? Can't say I quite believe it myself, but Larry claims he saw something incredible. He claims he saw a pterodactyl, flying outside the airship. What? Not only that, but apparently Pierce, Nickety told Larry to keep quiet about it. Pierce Nickety, But why would Pierce do such a thing? Larry's theory is that Sprocket Aviation is developing something in secret. A time machine, to be exact. Do you think that's why nobody would confirm my story? Because it's a secret? I really don't know. But speaking of your in-laws, we did manage to find your key card at the Sprocket Manor. One of your in-laws said he'd keep an eye on it for you. Oh, thank goodness. I lost it while I was getting things ready for the reception. I'd looked everywhere for it. I'm so glad you found it! At least, their tears of joy this time for a change. Well, Nick, it looks like you'll have to prove the existence of time travel in court tomorrow. That's right, I swear that while Mr. Gloomsbury's being killed, I was busy traveling back through time. Great. With stodgy skeptic Edgeworth at the helm of the prosecution tomorrow, we're really gonna have our work cut out for us. Okay, so I guess we're gonna leave off here, guys. I will have the next part for you guys as soon as I can. So, a lot of you guys said in the comments this is kind of like an average case, not that good of a case. I think it's okay. I think it's better than average. You know, it's enjoyable. This is certainly better than the this is certainly better than the case with Jairu, like that one with like that whole thing and the four personalities. That this case is better than that, at least. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, do drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.